The 2021 Sudirman Cup just finished, and I wanted to make a video to go over what happened at the tournament and give my thoughts on some of the matchups that we saw. Before this video starts, I would really appreciate it if you guys smash the like and subscribe button. Thank you. The group stages of the Sudirman Cup went mostly as expected in my opinion, with all of the top 2 seeded nations from all of the groups going through. I think the biggest upset was Korea beating Chinese Taipei 5-0, although when you actually look at the matchup, Korea did have an advantage in my opinion, especially since Li Yang and Wang Qilin are not at the event. The only really surprising game was Chao Tian-chen losing, although Chao Tian-chen hasn't been playing his best badminton at the moment. His opponent, He Kwang-hee, is also really tricky. He was the player that knocked out Kento Momota in the Olympics. The nations that got out of their groups were matched up as you can see here. There was some actually really close games. We almost saw Denmark actually take down China in round 1. I didn't expect them to win in the men's doubles, but when they did, I honestly thought they had a very good chance. The problem is with Denmark is that they can't quite compete at the highest level in all 5 disciplines. Of course, men's singles is where they are best, where they have 2 of the very best players in the world with Victor Axelsen and Anders Antonsen. The other thing is that China are so good at everything. They did win the most amount of medals at the Olympics for badminton. Mia Bletchfield actually did very well for Chen Yufei, but lost the game in 3. When the mixed doubles began, it was always going to be really tough for Denmark to get through. The game between Korea and Thailand was another 50-50 matchup really. It came down to some very close games in the men's singles, men's doubles and mixed doubles. I actually thought Korea would win this matchup a bit easier than they did. I thought Chu Soo-gyu and Soo Seung-jae would have won the men's doubles, although surprisingly they lost that. I also didn't think that the women's doubles would be as close as it was, considering Sapsari Teratanachai, their mixed doubles player, was playing in it with not her usual partner. They were also against Lee and Shin, who were a very good women's doubles pair. Probably the biggest upset of the whole tournament was Malaysia reaching their first semi-finals after beating Indonesia. On paper, before the match, you would say that Indonesia have an advantage in almost every discipline, except maybe the men's singles, where you could say that Lee Si-ja is a bit better than Anthony Ginting, although that is really close. Some people would also argue that Aaron Cha and So Woo-yik are currently better than Kevin Tsukimoli and Marcus Gideon, considering that they won the bronze medal at the Olympics. Although Kevin and Gideon are still world number 1s and have beaten the Malaysians a lot in the past too. However, in the match, we saw Indonesia lose both the men's doubles and men's singles. I think the biggest shock was the mixed doubles though, the final match. The Malaysians Hu and Shi are ranked 25th in the world, and we saw them defeat Praveen Jordan and Meleta Octaviante. Although this was a big upset, I actually could see this result happening. I don't know what it is about the Indonesian pair, but they haven't looked anywhere near what they looked like when they won the All England back in 2019. They just look completely different. Even their mentality doesn't look brilliant compared to what you see from their opponents. The final game in this round was Chinese Taipei versus Japan, and this was quite a convincing win for Japan, with the men's doubles being the only discipline that they lost. In the semi-finals, the game between China and Korea was pretty fast, with a 3-0 win for China. It's actually a bit of a shame because the 2 games that were not played because the match was already over was the men's doubles and the women's doubles. I think these 2 games would have been the closest in the whole matchup. If these 2 games were played at the beginning, I think the score could have been different. And we then had a repeat of the group stage match between Malaysia and Japan, with Japan winning 3-1 this time. They won 4-1 in the group stage. The final consisted of China and Japan, the 2 best badminton nations. This was a great matchup because in every discipline, both Japan and China have top 5 pairs and players in the world. China ended up winning this series 3-1, but what went wrong for Japan? For me, the standout game was the men's singles. Kento Momota has to win that game for Japan to take the whole series. If you look at the Chinese team, the only weakness that you would probably say is the men's singles with Shi Yu-chi. He lost multiple games previously in the other rounds. Kento Momota has still yet to find his form from the few years ago, and in this game, although it went to 3, it was quite one-sided for Shi Yu-chi. His attack stood out in this game, and his smash won him so many points. Even when he was running backwards, he managed to win a lot. Akana Yamaguchi did amazingly well, to be honest, to beat Chen Yufei, but in the end it just wasn't enough. It's a shame we didn't see the final game really, because that would have been an amazing final to the tournament. with the medalist from the Olympics and the bronze medalist from the Olympics going up against each other. You do also have to wonder, if Hiroyuki Endo and Yuta Watanabe played in the men's doubles, would they have won that? I think that they would have done, and we would have seen Japan win the men's doubles. Although of course they no longer play together. Let me know in the comments, who do you guys think would have won the final mixed doubles match between Japan and China if it got to there? Also, do you think that Hiroyuki Endo and Yuta Watanabe would have won the men's doubles? Thank you for watching and have an awesome day.